My name is Lexi Jong, and here I like to talk about luxury makeup. And today it is time for another repurchase review. So if you're new here, the repurchase review is my monthly roundup. So we go through everything that I posted videos on this past month. So we're looking at July here, and whether or not I would repurchase it, any updates. And at the end, we'll also cover any current favorites that aren't on the list. And I'm telling you now, I have a favorites video that I just put up with like all-time current favorites. So there's not going to be too much different from that. So let's go ahead and get started on the July repurchase review. All right, so we're working backwards and we're going to start off with the Auric products that I just picked up. So we have the Auric Glow Lust in Morganite, and when this just restocked, the Morganite has been altered from the original Morganite. So the shape is slightly different. Again, this is my first time picking up Auric products, so I don't have that for comparison, but I like using this as a liquid highlighter and preferably underneath foundation for me, but you can use this over foundation, you can use it as a base. It's a very nice, very versatile product. So yes, I would repurchase both of these again. This is an eyeshadow duo, very similar to the Tom Ford ones. You've got cream on the bottom. I'm not gonna take that part off right now, but that, and then you've got the topper up here. And I personally really love this color story. This is Ego. I think it's a really beautiful color story. I think these are very similar to the Tom Ford, which I really like. But there aren't a lot of colors available in either line. So I would repurchase this again. I really like this particular color story. Next, we have the Givenchy Prisma Libre blushes. And I love these, so I would definitely repurchase these again. I love the little mirror on top. I think these are adorable. I personally, Givenchy always uses the square packaging with the round, top essentially, which I don't love that personally because I always have a hard time screwing things on properly, but I love having these 4 quadrants. I love being able to pick and choose the colors if I really wanted to, but I do wish that they had some sort of mechanism so you could isolate the colors, kind of like a little slidey thing on here, which I don't think would be that hard to do. So I think that would be great. But I love all of these. I love all of the shades actually. I think they're very versatile. Having the loose powder, if something's too light or too dark, you can kind of play with that if you want to. But I love the undertones in these as well. I feel like they're, especially this one, number 1, it says Mousseline Lilas. And this one, it's just a little bit cooler and more unique than a lot of my other blushes. A lot of blushes nowadays run very warm or slightly cool. This one is definitely cooler than that, and I appreciate that. So love these, would repurchase all of them again. Next, we have the Gucci nail polishes, and I have to say, I purchased these in 2 batches. I think that they are a absolutely fantastic formula, and they last on me better than other nail polishes. So yes, I would repurchase them again. I have 9 of the 10 shades and I would get all 9 of them again. Next, we have the Tom Ford Metallic Denim Quad. And I have to say that I was a little disappointed with how these shadows look dry. I prefer them wet. But that being said, I still really like the colors, so I would repurchase these. I think these have a drastic difference between wet and dry. Some of his wet and dry shadows, it's not quite that drastic. But yeah, so I would pick this quad up again. And then we have Tom Ford's Rose Prisme. Now, these did come available on Nordstrom and they have different names. This one's Pop Dust Metallic Denim was, what was that one? Ethereal Blue or something. So this one is a super light palette and I think it's not going to show up on most people. I do really like it though. So I'm happy that I picked up both of these. I don't think they are the best Tom Ford quads ever or anything, but at least, they're a little bit more different than some of the ones that have been coming out recently. So I am happy with them and I'm glad to have them. And I think they both offer something different. This really offers a lot of brightening to my eyes. This one can be a really dramatic night look when you use it wet. And I like that. Next, we're talking about Makeup by Mario. So I picked up a lot of items So the cream blushes, they are a definite repurchase. This is the shade Raspberry. I love the texture of these. You can see how easy that is to smooth out. It's not sticky, yet it's not so emollient that it's gonna run off your face or disappear. I like how there's a brush on the other end that you can remove for cleaning. It just twists off. And yeah, so these I would definitely repurchase. The powder blushes, I think those are also really nice. I would repurchase those. These are the star. The Opal highlighter. This is one of my favorite highlighters now. I would definitely repurchase this. I have to say it feels like silk going on. There's no other way to describe it. I don't have another highlighter that feels that silky. It's really, really beautiful. I love this shade on me. I also picked up the bronzer and the contour stick. Now, personally, I don't love the tones of either of those for me, so I would pass on them. I think the formulas on those are great, but I don't love the colors. So for me, I would skip those. Just to show you, here is the bronzer in light. And it's just, you know, not my favorite shade. I like it with a little bit more red in it, but it's not bad. I can use it, and you know, it is a nice formula, so I like it. The contour stick's actually a very similar shade. Again, very similar in formula to the blush. Like both, it's just not something that I'm gonna reach for a lot, but I'm also not a big bronzer contour kind of person. Next up, we have the Dior blush in Autumn Mood, and this is a beautiful orange blush. I think a lot of people are really gonna like this particular blush shade. You know, I think it's a really pretty orange shade. It's not too yellow, and I think it's really beautiful. I would pick it up again. Next, we have Dior Golden Day, and we also have Romantic Voyage. I would pick up both of these again. However, if you have jungle, I would say just stick with jungle. If you like cooler tones, if you're wanting something a little bit warmer than jungle, this is a good option, but they are very close to each other. And I personally prefer jungle to this, so I can't say I need it, but I think it's a great palette. Romantic Voyage, you know, I love purples. So yes, I would pick this one up again. Between the two of them, Romantic Voyage is my choice. And next we have the Sonia G Fusion Series brushes, and I would not hesitate to pick these up again, or the Lotus brushes, which I think are drying. Let me check. Here's one of them, but the rest of them are drying. I love both of these. This one here, the Lotus base, is the same bristles as the Fusion. It's synthetic and undyed goat hair. The rest of the Lotus series is going to be, you know, goat hair. So I love both of these brushes. I love both of the series. I would pick them both up again. And I think they are both still available. The Fusion series, though, is permanent. Lotus is limited edition. And the Fusion series, you can buy them individually or as a set. Lotus is only available as a set. Moving on to Lisa Eldridge, I detubed my blushes into here, and I do have a better consistency there. I can use them. They're still just not a favorite. I don't love them. I don't love this launch. I think the best thing from them was the highlighter, but compared to this versus the Auric, I would actually pick the Auric over this one. Yeah, honestly, I think this launch, I just didn't really enjoy it, so I would not pick up any of the items from this launch again, except the lip glosses. I do like the lip glosses, and yeah, I mean, normally I love everything from Lisa Eldridge, so we'll see how the next launch is. And this is the Gucci, this is the new retractable pencil in blonde. You've got spoolie on one end, and then you have a stick here. I don't know if mine's as creamy as other people's, because people say it's really creamy. I have to press kind of hard to get the color on here. I don't love it personally. I would not repurchase this. I prefer the powder pencil, but I know other people really love this one. So perhaps maybe if you can, test it in store. However, I love this Jones Road brow pencil. This is my favorite brow pencil at the moment. I absolutely love it. I have shade Ash. It has fibers in it, and this is super creamy. And it's kind of like a pencil cream gel product all in one with the fibers. It's awesome. My only complaint is it does not come with a sharpener. You have to pay $8 to get their sharpener, which you can use on this and the face pencils, but you also go through this stick pretty quickly. So I've already had to sharpen it several times. I feel like it's not going to be long before, you know, it's down here and you can't really sharpen it anymore. So that's my only drawback to this, but I would pick this one up again because I love it. Next, we have the Armani Lip Power Lipsticks, and I picked up 3 of these. I love this teardrop shape. This one here is one of the sheer lighter shades. This is number 104. There it is built up. And you can see these have a balmy consistency, similar to Chantecaille Lip Cheeks or Guerlain Kiss Kiss Shine Bloom lipsticks. So they have a similar consistency and texture. They've got some really nice shades. I love the teardrop applicator. I think it's really easy to get it exactly where you want it, and it looks great. I love these, so I would pick them up again. I picked up 3 shades, really like all of them. Here's one more, we'll put on one more. This one is one of the darker ones. This one's 503. And yeah, I would repurchase. Next, we have the Chanel mascara. This one is exclusive to the website. This is the Dimension Ultime de Chanel mascara. This is a tubey mascara from Chanel. And the formula is okay. I don't love the wand. I don't love the formula. So I think it's only okay. I do not have plans on picking up another one of these. And next up we have the Ilia lip tint, which I have and really enjoy. So I really like that one. I actually enjoy it enough that it's downstairs sitting on my desk right now, so I don't have it here to show you, but I think that's a really nice, easy thing to use. And yeah, I like that one. Next, we have the Westman Atelier Blush Stick in Minette. And this is a shimmery peach shade. And I like it, but I don't love this shade. I like some of the other ones better, but that's partly because I don't really love the shimmery blushes like this. It's the shimmer in there that I don't love. So I wouldn't pick up this shade again. Formula though, I do enjoy them, and I have quite a few I would repurchase. Next, we have the Sisley Tinted Moisturizer, and I personally really like this one. This is in Zero Fair. I have a hard time finding a tinted moisturizer that I like that is a decent shade for me, and this one's pretty good. So I like it. I would pick it up again. It doesn't have a ton of coverage or anything, but it's great if you just want a little bit. And I think it's a nice product, so I would repurchase the tinted moisturizer. And then next we have the Tom Ford lip gloss in Exquise, and this is not new to me. This is my second of these, so I would repurchase this again. It's a really pretty rosy berry shade. It's kind of like a medium tea rose mixed with a little bit of berry, and I think it's a gorgeous shade. I love the formula, so I would repurchase this again. Then I don't recall if I covered this in the last month or not, but the Laura Mercier Rose Glow products. I have the highlighter and I have the Caviar Eye Stick in Wild Rose, which is kind of like a rosy champagne. Show you that. So there's that. I would pick these up again. You know, this one it's kind of rosier than what I usually use, so I won't use it a ton. I prefer something a little bit more brown based, but the highlight I have been using, I would definitely pick this up again. Honestly, I would pick up both of these again because I got them as a set and that was a good deal. If I had to pay full price for this, I probably wouldn't have gotten this shade, but I think the formulas are nice on these, and I have a few other ones, so I would repurchase the product again. And the highlight I really like. I think it's a really nice, you know, highlight, and I would pick that up again as well. And some other things that have been new, we've got the Chanel collection, the Chanel Fall collection. I would pick up these Stylos again. I also picked up the locks, and you know, the bronze one is a little finicky. I noted that in my video if you've watched that, but the ACA shade, which is number 37, goes on just fine. Now that I've played with the bronze and figured it out, you know, I would pick it up again, but unless you're willing to kind of play with it and figure out what's gonna work best, it's probably best to skip that shade. The Stylos though, I absolutely love them. This one is Contour Khaki, and I would pick that up again. So I would pick up the items that I got again. I skipped parts of the collection, but I'm very happy with the items that I picked up. So I would get all of that again. I also am still loving these new Chanel Stila waterproof eyeliners. I think they are creamier than the old ones, and I like the colors that they have there. So those are definitely something that's been a favorite for me. And yeah, you know, other favorites, I have been still reaching for the Clé de Peau foundations, the Radiant Natural and Radiant Matte. I've been mixing them and I love having them mixed. That's definitely a go-to for me recently. Still using the Givenchy Prisma Libra foundation a lot. That's a really great one for summer for me, and the Koh Gen Do Aqua foundation. So those are some that I've been using. For concealer, I've really been reaching for the Clé de Peau Radiant Corrector for Eyes. I've been using this a lot and I've really been enjoying that. And other products that I am still using a ton of, we've got the Givenchy lip pencil in number 8 Parma Silhouette. I literally use this almost every day. So that's right there in the middle. I really love this liner and I love this shade in particular. Been using that a ton. As for blush and eyeshadow, obviously we've had so many new releases. I've been playing with all of those. So I haven't really played with, you know, anything other than the items that I've been testing for all of those. Even lipsticks and everything, I'm still wearing a variety, you know, the Hermes Poppy Lip Shine, the Hermes Coral Aqua lipstick. I've been using that a lot. My Guerlain Kiss Kiss Shine Bloom lipsticks. You know, I've been kind of mixing and matching and playing with a whole bunch of different lipsticks, but there isn't like one thing in particular I've been using all the time. So I think that's about it for everything here. And one last thing, actually, I have been setting my powder sometimes, or I have been setting my foundation sometimes, and I've been using the Givenchy Prisma Libra setting powder. And I use shade number 1, Mousseline Pastel, I think it is. And that's what I've really been enjoying that. But other than that, I haven't been using, you know, a ton of, I haven't been using finishing powder or anything. And for highlight, I've been reaching for a variety of them. So I think that sums up everything. So I hope this was helpful. I'd love to know what you guys have been reaching for this past month, what your favorites were, any purchases that you really didn't like. So please let me know down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you very soon. So have a great day.